Hi everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Alexis, and on this channel I talk about important lessons and takeaways that I get from viral topics and viral conversations. Today I wanted to talk about TikTok star Ballerina Farm. Her name is Hannah Neeleman, and her last name Neeleman holds a lot of weight. She is the wife of a man named Daniel Neeleman, who's the son of a CEO of JetBlue Airlines, David Neeleman. So she married into money, she married into wealth, and the last name has power. She recently went even more viral. I didn't know who she was before this whole situation, so I would say she went more viral for posting a video that was made on her 34th birthday. And the video is of her receiving a gift that the girls on TikTok didn't really like. So go ahead and check this video and let's talk about it when I get back.
It's my birthday present from Daniel. Hoping their tickets to Greece.
Where's it from?
I don't know, the boys took it off.
I took it off.
It's from Ukraine.
So, plane tickets? Ooh, a hat I can wear in Greece.
It's not a hat.
It's not.
Oh, my apron!
Eggs in it.
Great, they didn't gather eggs.
So
Yeah,
cute. It's really cute. It's a
Yeah.
cute one.
Yeah, that's the best. You're welcome.
Thanks, honey.
Not for a long time.
So as you can see in the video, she is hoping for a plane ticket to Greece, and the man decided to give her an egg apron. So the girls on TikTok had an issue with the fact that a man who clearly can afford to give her multiple trips around the world if he wanted to, choose to give her a gift that it's only gonna contribute to her domestic labor for your household. Based on what a lot of the girls on social media are saying, he's just giving her something that's gonna make her work even harder for the family. A little bit about both of them. She and her husband got married very young, in her during her early 20s, I believe. So she's 34 and they have been married for 13 years now. So probably 20, 21 years old, that's when they got married. And I believe her husband is 35, so he's not that much older than her. He chased after her for a bit and she kept rejecting him. And then one time he accidentally, coincidentally, ended up sitting beside her on the plane, and that's when the romance started. And then a few months after that, they ended up married. She is the mother of 8 children that ranges from the ages of 12 to a few months old. So she recently just gave birth. So this is a woman who has been pushing out babies like every year ever since she got married. And it's also important to note that she's a Mormon, and I believe that in that religion it's important to have as many babies as you possibly can.
Have you ever wondered why Mormons make so many babies? This is of course common throughout all of Christianity, but Mormons historically rank as one of the nation's most fertile faiths, so let's discuss why. Most Mormons get married super young. I got married at 23, and by that time most of my Mormon friends were already married, and some of them already had their first kid. It's not uncommon for women to drop out of school as soon as they get married so that they can begin to prepare to be stay-at-home moms and have their children. I'll also say that most of the education you receive on the topic growing up is all about abstinence, and so once people get married, they may not always even know how to prevent pregnancy, even if they wanted to. The heart of this baby making, though, is that Mormons are told from a very young age that one of their primary callings in life is to multiply and replenish the earth. I was told growing up that there are spirit children waiting in the pre-earth life, which is essentially where our souls live before we're born. These spirits, I was taught, desperately want to come to the earth in order to experience living and have a body. I was taught that if I put off having kids for something super silly like financial stability or finishing my education, that I was the one being selfish and robbing them of that opportunity. Women in the church often have back-to-back pregnancies, and those who struggle with fertility often face a massive amount of guilt and shame. Childbearing is considered a primary aspect of the female identity and purpose.
This whole entire story taught me a lot, which is what I came here to talk about. So before I get into my key points, go ahead and like and share the video and hit the subscribe button and comment to let me know you stopped by. Number one, Hannah's content is mainly showing what could be described as a tradwife type of lifestyle. And I know she recently said in an article that she doesn't even like the word tradwife because it takes away from everything women have done to not end up here. Tradwife stands for traditional wife. So these are women who are stay-at-home wives and stay-at-home moms, and your job is just to take care of the household. My first point is gonna be this: any woman who's living a soft life or any kind of happy, fulfilling life, marital life, or whatever, is not on social media. Each last one of these women who are selling the soft life type of trend, they're not living the life that you would think that they live. From what the girls are saying, if you look into the business that is Ballerina Farm, her husband is the only owner of the business. So this might even be like a little bit of a pimp-like situation. She is not living a track wife type of lifestyle. In addition of taking care of her 8 children, which also from what I'm hearing and from what I'm saying, she doesn't really have that much help with. In addition of doing that, she is also posting on social media. She's also a content creator. For those housewives who constantly have to post because they're making money out of it, I don't think they're living a soft life. This is including someone like what's her name again? Nara Smith. This is including people like her. When I see people like all of these stratwife like type of content, the Nara Smiths and the Ballerina Farm, these are women who are working. Don't ever get it twisted. It might look fun. They might be selling you a dream, but that's the business that they're in. They're in the business of selling you a dream. These women are working. There is no soft life in this equation. They take care of a family. They take care of a husband. They take care of that huge household that they have. It's very easy to look at social media and to see a woman living in a big house and think that she's been taken care of. And it's not always the case. If somebody is having too much fun at the job, or at least it looks like they're having too much fun, it wouldn't appear to be work anymore, doesn't it? So do not get it twisted. These women are still working. There's no such thing as a soft life, tribe wife type of thing. These women are making money off of social media, and you'll be very surprised how much your husband actually are the ones making the money, because they have to take the money home. They have to finance the lifestyle. If they're posting on social media for financial profit, they're making money from it. That's a job. Number two, looks mean nothing. Your looks do not protect you from harm. And I actually have a video here on my channel. I think so far it's one of my most popular video about how it's sometimes beneficial to be the not so attractive friend. Please go ahead and check that video out. And I think sometimes people get stuck on the fact that the pretty girl gets to be married, gets to have a life that everybody wants. And it's not always the case. In this case, yes, from the outside, it looks perfect. From the outside, a lot of women would want a lifestyle like the one she has. But when things like this video gets posted and I see just the lifestyle that she has to live, I don't want something like this. I think there's always this misconception that the pretty girl or the girl who's more palatable gets all the advantages. And to me, based on what I see of her, this is one of the examples that is not always the case. Yes, she might be happy in her life. I don't know, to be honest with you. What do I know? But I know that I do not have the strength to do what she's doing. I do not have the strength to be a Mormon. I do not have the strength to push out 8 children in a span of about a decade. I do not have that in me. But she was the beautiful girl. She got chosen by a rich man. It's like, yes, there is a lot of money and she's taken care of. She has a home, but at what cost? And I personally wouldn't want to be in her situation, if I'm going to be honest. Your looks, your appeal doesn't necessarily mean you're going to have the better deal. And I think women, people in general, but especially women, we get caught up in these things where we think a woman who's beautiful just have a better life. We even want to be like her. But truth be told is that her beauty is just a tool to sell the lifestyle. But deep down inside, if you really look at the ins and outs, the pros and cons of the lifestyle, it's not even something that you want. And I just wanted to remind the ladies of that for a minute. Yes, she is, based on American beauty standards, she is the woman that a lot of people would tell you that they prefer. But look at the lifestyle that she lives. The lifestyle that she has even looks better, even looks perfect. It has a rich husband, it has financial stability, but everything that it takes to have this type of lifestyle is not even worth it. It's like you want something so much, you have such a dream, that everything that it takes to accomplish that dream makes the outcome or the dream itself not even enjoyable when you finally have what you want. That's what it looks like. It's like, yes, she has all these things that a lot of women want, but what it's going to take to get there is going to make you not even enjoy all those things that you wanted when you finally have it. Number three, marrying rich don't matter if you're not marrying generous. I am seeing way too many women talking about hypergamy and encouraging other women to marry money. Marrying rich do not matter if your husband is stingy. Marrying rich do not matter if your husband don't want to share his money. So the money would be there, but you wouldn't have access to it. And her husband is very selfish because it seems like he doesn't do much to help her out. Marrying a man with money doesn't matter if he's stingy, if he doesn't want to share his money, if he's wicked, if he doesn't want to see you succeed, if he thinks he's better than you, if he thinks your place is to shut up and go to the kitchen, if he thinks you're just good to pop out babies and cook and clean for him, if he doesn't care about you as a human being, that money will not matter. I still believe that it's more dangerous to marry a man with no money at all because that is a man who has nothing to lose. But I think the narrative needs to change a little bit. Marrying a man with money doesn't matter if he's not a giver. Marrying a man with money doesn't matter if he's not nice. Marrying a man with money doesn't matter if he's not a good person. Marrying a man with money doesn't matter if he doesn't have integrity. Marrying a man with money doesn't matter if he's stingy. Marrying a man with money doesn't matter if he doesn't want to share the money. Everything would be under his name. He would make sure that that prenup is so unfair that in addition to you not getting anything, you probably would lose money. You, who has no money, would lose more money if you decide to leave him. So we need to rephrase that. We need to stop chasing after men with no money and go for the men who are actually generous. A man could be almost a billionaire and he doesn't want to share his money with you. And there's a man out there who can make 6 figures a year, not close to a million, but still willing to give you the world. And let's be honest, there are men out here who make less money than the Daniel guy would ever make. And they will send a woman like her to a trip to wherever she wants to go to a war trip, a war tour, if that's what she wanted to. So it's definitely not just money that people need to look for. It's a man who's generous, a man who wants to give you, a man who loves you and cares about you, a man who likes you. Because that's another thing that a lot of people said on social media is that that man doesn't seem to like her. So, ladies, please remember, money doesn't matter if he's not generous. Number 4, her situation reminds me of that article that says that single women actually live longer, happier, healthier lives, and married women not so much. The amount of labor that this woman has to put in every single day into what it would take to just have a normal day, it's insane. I think anybody who's been following her story also heard about the fact that she will sometimes stay in bed for weeks straight because she's exhausted. Things like this is what kills married women, by the way. I believe a relationship and a partnership can be beautiful when it's healthy, when it's fulfilling. The only thing that makes relationship ugly and not worth it is when it's bad for you, when you are mistreated, when you are not fulfilled, when you are not happy, when you are stressed. But the good relationship exists and it's way more worth it to be in a healthy relationship than being single, in my opinion. But in this case, this is an example of why married women have less long or shorter lives than single women, because this woman could be single and doing everything she wants to do. She could be single and dancing the way she wants to dance. Hell, she could have had her own business, her own dance studio. She could have done something as a ballerina. She went to Juilliard. I know there are probably connections there. She could have done anything. But she's not taking care of all these children and this man and this huge bond that they have together. That must be a lot on her body, and things like this reduce your lifespan. Number 5, always question why a man puts you on a pedestal. Men don't choose anybody unless that person is going to benefit them. Men don't pick you for no reason. It's like there's always this idea that if a man is choosing you to be his girl or his wife, it's because you are the most beautiful, it's because you are special. The older I get, the more I realize that it has nothing to do with that. Men only prefer what's going to benefit them in the long run. They don't care about anything else. Men are very clear as to why they pick the women that they pick. Now, they might flatter you, they might butter you up with compliments, they might make you feel special, but in reality, it's not a lot of men out here who choose a woman because they want to make each other happy equally. It's not, from what I'm saying, it's very rare. And her husband, the Daniel guy, he's just the same. Why did he choose this girl? Why did he choose this woman? Obviously, it's because she's submissive and soft enough to put up with all the things that she's putting up with. She's also a Mormon and she respects her religion. Probably why he picked her. I mean, some of the reasons why. But I'm pretty sure if you were to ask him, he would tell you how she's the most amazing woman on the planet. But what exactly makes her amazing? Her beauty is just based on the amount of labor she can put in to make him happy. And that the business that she's the face of is actually under his name. So he's already rich and he's still making more money off of her. And at the end, he will probably end up being a winner, especially if she decides to leave. He's still the winner. He will always be the winner. He has all these kids that carry his last name. He is making money off of her. She looks beautiful, and we know a lot of men care about your image. A lot of the women that are picked based on how she can make her husband look good. So she adds so much to his life, and we do not have a way to see what he's adding to her life. People can say, well, he's giving her a home, a huge house, money, financial stability, but again, all of those things at what cost? Like at what cost exactly? So there's so many different ways in which she adds to his life, but how is he adding to her life exactly in a way that is fulfilling and makes her happy? It seemed like a compliment to be picked by guys, to be picked by men, but I need you all to remember that a man never picks you just because you are amazing. Yes, you can be amazing, but why are you amazing? Because you can serve him. Like guys just don't pick you or choose you to be girlfriend or wife. Just no. You serve a purpose. You are there for a reason. Even if he spoils you, he gives you everything. At the end of the day, you make his image look good. Even if that's just the only thing, and that's actually also scary because what happens when you don't look as good as you used to, or you get older, or the wrinkles start coming? The trophy isn't a trophy anymore. This is why women are encouraged to date and think about your well-being while they're dating and think about how they can benefit, because everything men have been doing all along is thinking about how they benefit from a woman. So at this point, let's just do the exact same, because if you just get into these unions for love, you're going to lose big time. That's what I get from this whole thing. It's, men don't ever choose anybody for anything they can do for her. Based on what these men are saying, a woman like her deserves the best of the best, but even she gets to be picked just to serve. Number 6, being a slave never pays off. And this point is based on the videos that I've seen from other Mormon women who are now divorced from their husband and who are confessing about how much they have lost.
I'm a former Mormon tradwife. I have 6 kids. I'm 38 years old. I don't have an education. I got married young. I had kids young. And I absolutely gave up on my hopes and dreams to choose the life that I have now. If you would have asked me 5 years ago if I felt like I had choices in my life, I would have hands down told you that I was incredibly happy with the choices that I made, and that I made those choices knowing full well what I was choosing. Now that I've been out of the church for 3 years, I will tell you that I was never actually given a choice, because I see that the choices that I were given were not given in an honest light. It's not fair to show someone 10 candy bars and say, hey, you can choose this candy bar, which is the right candy bar that you should choose, or you can choose these 9, which are poisonous and deadly, and if they don't kill you, they're going to kill all of your friends and family members. What would you like to choose? That's how choices are given in Mormonism. So when you're in it, you feel like you're making a choice that makes you happy. And to be fair, like, I was happy in the sphere of what I knew happiness was, which in Mormonism, sacrifice and suffering is required for happiness. You're taught that everyone else's happiness outside of the Mormon church isn't real happiness. The joy you feel being Mormon, even though it comes with pain and suffering and sacrificing the choices that you actually would have made had you been presented the entire truth, is better and more and real. So are Mormon women truly choosing their lives and being happy with their choices? I think it depends what you consider choice and what you consider happiness. But I will say that for me, leaving Mormonism was the first true choice that I ever made. I didn't know life could be this amazing.
I'm seeing all kinds of stuff on my For You page about Ballerina Farm. I was born and raised devout Mormon, and I left the church when I was about 38 years old. I'm 54 now, so it would have been around 2008. Prop 8 is kind of what pushed me out of the church. I can guarantee you and promise you that everything you are seeing about Mormonism and tradwives is the tip of the iceberg. It goes so much deeper, and it is so much darker than most people realize. I'm glad people are getting turned on to how women are treated in the Mormon church, but just be aware that this is the tip of the iceberg. This is nothing.
The Mormon religion encourages women to be like Ballerina Farm, like Hannah, to give themselves fully, to give away the autonomy, to give away rights, to give away leisure, to give away passions, to give away dreams. And that is what they're encouraged to do. And I guess they're encouraged to do so because they're promised a certain light at the end of the tunnel. So you can do all of this and you're going to have a happy, fulfilling life with your husband. And it's going to pay off, I guess. Like, you have to suffer to get what you want, which is a bright future. Everything's going to get better with time. It's like that mindset of no pain, no gain. So get into this marriage, and even if you don't want to do this, you have to do this. It's going to be painful, but it's going to pay off. What is the price here, to be honest? I'm not sure. A lot of these women who have walked out of these marriages are saying that your life was a living hell. And I can see how it's scary to even want to walk away from a situation like this. And who knows? They say her husbands die before wives. So there's a chance that your husband might leave Earth before you, and you can just stick around and benefit from all of those things. But some of these ladies are saying that these men don't even have their wives as beneficiaries. It seems like there's never going to be any real price from accepting to enslave yourself, which is what women like Ballerina Farm are doing. If you have been in a marriage where you have slaved yourself for years, there should be something to show for it. Especially marriages where you have contributed not just with your domestic labor, but also with your intelligence. Because some of these Mormon women are saying that they have helped your husband open businesses that they have ran until they decide to leave the home, and now the business isn't even, they have no access to the business whatsoever. So you slave yourself so much and so hard, and at the end there's nothing to show for it. And I guess it seemed easy to just stay in the marriage, but that is not going to benefit you either, because within the marriage you are enslaving yourself in so many different ways. It seems like there's no win-win situation here. I don't think there's any woman who gets into a relationship or marriage thinking that I'm going to slave myself for this man. It just happens gradually, where boundaries are pushed. Before you know it, you're into a situation with 8 children and you cannot walk away. People need to always be aware of their situation and always remember there's no light at the end of the tunnel when it comes to slaving yourself and just compromising your well-being for anybody, not just men, not just marriage, even friendships. Number 7, decentering men will save your life. Decentering men goes a long way. Decentering men, decentering everything that comes with centering men, things like religion, friends and family will encourage you to center men. Decenter all those people, and that really goes a long way. When men honor your priority, you don't feel the need to be in a relationship regardless of what it takes. When men honor the priority, you can see things clearer. When men honor the priority, you are more likely to go get your own money because you know that you can do it. But centering men includes thinking that you cannot do it on your own. And I still believe that relationships are very important. There's a lot of things that we need each other for, but it's only worth it when both parties are on the same page. It's only worth it when both parties want to see each other win. Decentering men and being able to make decisions that benefit you first is really going to help situations like this from happening. One of the ways in which to end up in better relationships is to decenter men. When you decenter men, you're more likely to see the man for who he really is, because when men are centered, everything that they do is good. When men are centered, everything that they have to say sounds good. When men are centered, your goal is just to get one of them. And that is very dangerous because you might just end up with the wrong one. You might just end up not vetting properly when men are centered. Decenter them, decenter them, decenter them. Number 8, I really don't like how religion is always a tool to get a hold of people's minds. Every time somebody is controlled, every time somebody is enslaved, every time somebody does things that don't benefit them and cannot explain it, a lot of times there's religion behind it. And I really hope people who are judgmental of other people who are not very religious can take note of the things that is stopping us from being very religious. One of the biggest ways I've seen being used to take advantage of others have always been with the help of religion, which is what is happening here. Sometimes being religious involves not having any logic. I know someone like Ballerina Farm or Hannah believes that she's doing what she's supposed to do and she's staying loyal to her religion. This is what she's supposed to do. This is what she was born to do. But it's just, there's no way God would want you to go through something like this. I feel like I'm talking about her as if she was kidnapped and tied in a basement somewhere, but no, she's not. She's fine. It's just religion is always used to make this situation seem normal when she could have less children, or she could just have more children but more help around the house and not just be part of a religion that encourages her to be this kind of housewife. The thing about religion being used to control minds the way it does is that religion is supposed to be good for you. And that's what bothers me the most about it. Other things are used to control people's minds, like the media. But the media is also like, we even talk about how to stay away from social media if you want to be healthy, like mentally healthy. The media is not good for you. We all know that. But something like religion is supposed to be good for us, and it's still used at a disadvantage sometimes. Disadvantage as in used to keep us in a state of delusion sometimes. Number 9, a victim can be controlled in plain sight. I want to remind everybody of situations like the Cassie Ventura situation, who filed a lawsuit against the rapper P. Diddy. And of course, as far as I know, Ballerina Farm or Hannah is not going through anything even close to what Cassie Ventura was going through with Diddy. But victims are sometimes hidden in plain sight. All you have to do is make it seem like everything that they're going through is normal. And there's a lot of women out here being kidnapped, being sold. There's a lot of women out here in situations that you cannot even imagine. It's a lot of women in bad situations, in bad relationships, but it's painted as normal, especially when money is involved, because we know money and a beautiful lifestyle can make it seem like everything is okay. Things that are not supposed to be happening are taking place right in front of our eyes, and we don't see it because it's presented in a palatable way, in a relatable way. And as effed up as it is for me to say relatable way, it really is presented to us as something that we can relate to, or as something that we want. She will never see herself as a victim. I've read articles where she was saying that she doesn't see herself as oppressed or as a victim. When it comes to articles where she talks about her feelings, I'm just going to respect it. But the fact that her husband owns her business, he could also control what she gets to say in those articles. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm just, overthinking. Maybe not. Somebody can say, I'm okay, I'm not oppressed, I am not going through anything, but that's only because they haven't faced the reality and faced the facts yet. Sometimes our victims that we're looking for are hiding in plain sight, and because it looks normal, they look normal. We just don't, we don't see it as such. Number 10, and this is the final one, I just want to remind everybody that there's so many people who are not as exposed, who do not have the following, who do not have the look, the appeal as Hannah or Ballerina Farm, who are going through the exact same things that her, even worse, but nobody sees it and nobody cares. The reason why Ballerina Farm is getting attention is because she already has a social media following. There are actually people who have less than her who might even be ready to get out of a situation like this, but there's no way out because they don't have a support system. It would be nice if we can come together also to bring awareness to women and girls who don't look like her, who haven't married into money like her, who don't come from where she comes from, who didn't go to Juilliard and things like that. So it would be nice if we can pay attention to just all women. That's going to help a lot of the situations. We also need to be able to invest time and effort into understanding all the people who are not on her level, financially, economically, professionally, etc. We need to be able to see all women as equal and listen to your story and give them grace as well, the way we're giving someone like Hannah grace right now. But are we going to do so? I doubt it, because a lot of us don't have each other's back, unfortunately. That was my video. Thank you all for those who made it to this part of the video. And if you would please go ahead and like the video, share the video, and subscribe. And you can give me a comment letting me know you stopped by. Very happy to have you all here. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Thank you.